Shalom. This is 40 by 40 News. I'm Nathan.
And I'm Richard. Tonight's story comes to us from a town called Gibeah in the tribe of Benjamin, where a truly awful event has occurred. An event that mirrors an ancient disaster.
The destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah, a day that will forever live in infamy, has received a modern counterpart today.
Let's start by reminding our audience of just what happened at Sodom and Gomorrah.
This is the sleepy town of Sodom and Gomorrah. If you remember, back in the time of Abraham, a man named Lot was housing two visitors in his apartment when a massive mob of men came to attack his guests. Even after offering the mob his own daughters, Lot could not dissuade the crowd. Finally, the man from God struck down the crowd with blindness, and eventually the city was destroyed.
Who would have thought that such terrible things could happen again in our promised land?
Last night, a Levite and a concubine stopped in Gibeah. They chose to spend the night in the town square because there was no room in the inn.
An upstanding citizen offered the Levite a room for the night due to the dangers in the area.
Unfortunately, a gang formed and tried to force the way into the man's apartment in order to know the Levite.
Earlier today, we interviewed the family of the upstanding citizen in order to get their perspective on the attack.
This is Antoine and Taniqua Sternberg. They witnessed the attacks last night and had this to say.
Well, obviously, we got some rapists up here in Gibeah.
No. Then my daddy be trying to bring in all these Jews to rape me like some idiot from the project.
Yeah, they climbing on our windows, knocking our door down, so you need to hide your kids, hide your daughters, hide your angels, because they raping everybody out here. And you don't have to come, you don't have to confess. We got that Avenger of Blood coming out of you, so don't try to escape to some safe city where you think you'll be okay. No, we're going to find you, so you can run and tell that, homeboy. Go back to your gang and tell them that. We're going to find you.
Right?
We spent a few moments with Antoine to detail exactly what happened during the attack.
This is the door that they tried to break down to get to that man. He was just visiting us. He was just trying to be a nice man. Coming in, he was going to sleep in the village square for a night, but my daddy, he's a good man. He said, no, why don't you come into our house? And this is the door that they tried to beat down. You can see where they've been trying to beat it down. It got all dirty. This was not like this when they came.
Well, you show us how they tried to beat it down, sir.
Oh, you know, they was just beating on it like they didn't have any dang sense. And you can see, we usually keep our house very clean. All of this happened just last night.
They got it dirty?
Coming up in here.
They got it dirty, sir?
Yes, they did all of this. The cobwebs, all of it. All the sleeves, all of it. All of it. It's all their fault. We take pride in our possessions here.
We need to take a quick break and hear a word from our sponsors. After the break, we'll hear from Sean Jehoshaphat, leading Jewish historian.
Hey there, folks, this is Crazy Carl of Auto Warehouse Wholesale, and I got a crazy deal for you. We just got ourselves a brand new truckload of this season's new Baal and Asher idols, and you know what that means. All of last year's stock has got to go! Yeah, yes sir, Crazy Carl's giving you everything half off. And folks, what a selection we've got. We got all your standards, folks. We got Baals, we got Ashers, we got your golden calves, and we got some exotic foreign gods I ain't even heard of. We got dog gods, we got elephant gods, we got lady gods, we got Egyptian frog gods, we got war gods, spaceman gods, robot gods. I don't even know what a robot is. Be the first Israelite in your hometown to redecorate your high place and come on down to Crazy Carl's Auto Warehouse Wholesale. Come now and we'll throw in a free gift wrap basher pole.
Welcome back. During the break, we heard from our sister station KANA in the tribe of Dan about a strange and terrible package that has just arrived in the mail.
It seems a reporter from our sister station was on site in the Danite post office recording an unrelated piece when this happened. I warn you, what you are about to see is graphic.
진짜 이거 안 되는데. 진짜 이런 일이 왜 일어나는 거야? 김정혜요. 이러면 안 되는 거라고. 왜서 이스라엘에서 이런 일이 일어나면 어떡한단 말이야. 진짜. Look at this. 이거 봐. 진짜 이스라엘에서 이런 일이 일어나면 안 되는데 하나님께서 이런 일을 왜 일어나게 해줬냐고. 제발 이런 일이 일어나서 안 돼. 알겠지?
Details are still coming in, but what we do know is that the package containing the hand was sent by a Levite from Ephraim. We only know this because the return address on the package said, "From the Levite in Ephraim."
We caught up with Mr. Kim to talk about the incident.
Sir, can I ask you what you found today in the mail?
It was bloody arm.
A bloody arm.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Bloody arm. Did you order a bloody arm, sir?
Oh, no, I didn't.
Do you know where it came from?
No.
No,
I
you
guess
don't
it's
know
from
where it came
Kim Jong-il, you know? I think it's from Kim Jong-il, North Korean, I think.
Oh, because our sources say it's actually from a Levite priest, and that it was his concubine's arm.
Really?
Yes. How does that make you feel as a proselyte Jew?
Am I Jew?
You're a proselyte Jew,
Oh,
sir.
okay. Got you.
You were in North Korea, but then you became a Jew.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay.
Good. I'm glad it makes sense.
That's horrible.
That's horrible.
That's horrible.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
What does this remind you of, sir?
Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yes.
Exactly
like that. Do you know who committed this atrocity?
No.
Jews.
Oh my goodness.
That's right.
Like same blood as me, you know?
Yes.
That's horrible.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not Canaanites.
Wow. That's terrible.
We're now receiving reports from all tribes of more body parts being received. This truly is a dark day in Israel.
Let's take a break while we try and gather more details.
Stay tuned as we continue coverage of this breaking news story.
I'm tired of this stupid manna. It's so boring.
And this matzah bread is so flat. Whose bright idea was this anyway?
Look, kids!
Wow, Canaanite crunchies! Thanks, Dad. Yum, it tastes like pork.
With real bits of pig in every bite, this cereal's too good to be kosher.
Canaanite crunchies.
Earlier in the broadcast, we had Sean Jehoshaphat scheduled to discuss the story of Sodom and Gomorrah.
However, it seems that the two stories we are following here today are more related than we originally thought. Let's go now to Sean, who's standing by, and get his take on these events.
Thank you, Nathan and Richard. You're right. It's not mere coincidence that these two horrific events have happened at the same time. However, I'll first discuss how yesterday's events relate to the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah. If we recall, God destroyed these cities for their wickedness, the same kind of wickedness which has been displayed in Gibeah. Our own countrymen have acted no differently than people who do not follow the Lord. Before the Lord brought our nation into the promised land, He told us that we should not be like those who occupied the land before us. However, we have not listened to this command, and now the people of Israel are turning away from their God. This is truly a sad, sad day, because we are witnessing the Canaanization of Israel.
Those are interesting observations, but could you please elaborate a little bit on how you think these two events are related?
Well, as I said earlier, I believe that these two events are very, very closely related. I'm even inclined to believe that the Levite from both stories is the same man, and that the body parts being sent to every tribe formerly made up the body of the concubine who was traveling with him.
Now, why would he want to cut her up and send the parts to these other tribes?
Well, Richard, I assume that he wanted to send a message to the rest of Israel, letting them know that a horrible event has happened in the town of Gibeah.
What message do you think he was trying to send?
Well, frankly, I'm afraid that this may be a battle cry.
So, what does this mean for the future of Israel?
I believe that the immediate repercussions of this will be devastating. I predict that 11 tribes of Israel will go up in arms against the town of Gibeah and the rest of Benjamin. Thousands upon thousands of Israelites will be killed, at first in favor of Benjamin, but in the end, I think it will lead to a near annihilation of that very tribe.
Thank you for your time, Sean.
You're welcome, Richard and Nathan.
Well, that was certainly an interesting, if not disturbing, take on today's events.
It really was, and can I be honest for a moment?
Please do.
I really think that Sean here is biased against us Canaanites. I mean, Jews. Sorry. And he's blowing these issues way out of proportion.
You know, I think that the Torah teaches tolerance, and we need to be more accepting of other people and their cultures.
And can I be honest? Honestly, I think we would all agree, bacon, temple sex, it can't get much better than that.
You know, it's that kind of intolerant attitude that's wrong with Israel today.
Well, Richard, that's all the time we have today, but please stay tuned for a new episode of Delilah's Anatomy.
The saucy new medical show where she gets to know her patients.
That's right. Shalom, Israel, and good night.